Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. We are here with a bit of a delayed start this evening, but we are here live for the Italian Grand Prix around Imola, the famous Imola circuit. Hosted last season, of course, for the first ever time. That race was won by Preston Brennan. Preston Brennan, of course, not a driver here anymore, meaning tonight's race, it will be won by a different man. Aaron McFall currently on the provisional pole position. Of course, qualifying is underway. We do have rain for the first 45 minutes in the Grand Prix, and then it should be going dry, so very, very Imola-esque conditions this evening. But I'm joined alongside Brendan. Brendan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well tonight, and yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. We've had a bit of a rush start here, but there is only 8 times on the board. There is 2 crashes already, and it is 2 reserves, 1 Dutchman and 1 man living in Holland. It is Tygo Kirchhoff and Karem Demirtas returning for tonight. Bit of slipstream here from the Red Bulls on board with Legend Rosenberg. Bit of slipstream there as they head down towards the final corner. Here he goes across the line. Will it be pole for Rosenberg? No, it won't. It's behind Aaron McFall, despite Aaron giving the slipstream. Luke Davies, won the Formula Virtual Racing Academy race here last night. He's currently 5th on the grid. His time was just beaten by Jack Redmond, the AlphaTauri, followed by Vesigo Badi in the other AlphaTauri, replacing Sam Davis tonight, who I believe has a fractured or broken arm. We wish him the best of luck. Lewis McWilliam is charging towards the line. Let's see what he can do as he crosses it. It's going to be onto the pole for Lewis McWilliam. It's a 14 flat. That's a very nice time for Lewis McWilliam, who was struggling yesterday and today in his practice sessions, but he's looking good now. It is intermediate conditions in the Grand Prix we can report, so that is the reports there. There goes Gif Pachero to 7th, the Ugandan born, currently living in the United States of America, is up to 7th on the grid.
So it looks like Lewis, he's found a bit of form here today, and is now on provisional pole. Obviously had to do a couple of laps there to get the lap in, but he'll have a chance to improve on that time there on this session. You see, it is the return of Avesta here, who missed the end of Season 5 and the first couple of Season 6 for whatever reasons. And but it is, so that hopefully for him, he'll be able to have a good race today.
Hopefully he does. We have 10 minutes to go here in qualifying. Still a lot of laps to go on the board. One from the home team, Scuderia Ferrari. They don't have a Monza this year, so this is their one and only home adventure around the Imola circuit. Hernandez goes up to Tosa. Heads up towards the left-hander. He is on an outlap. Well done, Evan. Man who's taken pole, though, twice this season. The only man to take pole so far this season is Liam Carrick. He's currently back in the Aston Martin. Scored a podium for them in Singapore. He has an invalid lap. We'll see if he goes again. It's very tight at the top so far, though. A 10 separates McWilliam and McFall. Liam Carrick is going to go for another lap to 73. Aston Martin. See what he can do. Aston Martin, very successful over the last 2 years. Won both of the last Constructors' Championship titles. We'll see what Angelo Carrick can do. And that is Angelo Carrick. Won't be continuing that lap. What can Juan Hernandez do? He's just starting a timed run. We'll have a look at this one. What can the Spaniard get up to here? True. The Tamburello chicane. And heading up towards Villeneuve. Not too shabby so far for Hernandez. It's purple in Sector 1. Red Bull. Oh, Aaron McFall gets out of the way there. Or is that Legend Rosenberg? Could be Rosenberg. Here comes Hernandez, though, down towards the very fast right. It's a double right there. See what he can do at this corner. Ferrari have had some struggles through this corner. In real life Formula 1, Hernandez navigates it very well.
Just have to be a little careful there, just to make sure not to go over an invalid lap. Just
Here he
last
goes through the
couple
final
of corners.
corners. This hasn't been too shabby of an attempt for Juan Hernandez. Here he goes, though, bolting towards the start-finish line. Can it be enough for pole position for Juan Hernandez? It's only good enough for 6th. That's really not a good lap for him. He wants to be right up there. Only 4.5 tenths off the pole. What can his teammate Jake Marsh? Oh, he's almost collected together with the Aston Martin. That's not good for him. That's Jake's lap back down. I think Juan has gone for a second attempt, but that is not good for Jake Marsh, almost colliding. Let's have a look at Aaron McFall. He's starting a lap here. Do you want to run us through this one? He's currently heading through Tamburello.
Yeah, so through Tamburello, and he's... So once again, it's similar enough to the first corners. You may need to spot your braking and pick the right line. It's a tight track, with your left-hander, and it is not too bad there. But now you come up to a corner where we have seen some very good laps get derailed by not being able to keep within track limits, like Lando Norris last year. It was not it. Lost the front row start because of it. And now, again, you have to pick your line right, and Aaron hasn't. He went in a bit too hot there, and it's cost him a little bit of time.
Can I get a
So now
toe
you
from his
see-
teammate here? As they
A
pass the
toe.
AlphaTauri. Oh, almost a collision with the AlphaTauri and Legend Rosenberg. He was giving his teammate a toe. That's to repay him for the toe McFall gave. And this might just be enough to beat Lewis McWilliam, who has notes in the
Oh,
pits.
he's in.
He's in. He's had enough. He wants to go again.
That mistake cost him, really. Honestly, if you're
Probably
going
did.
in that hot in there, you're obviously going to not be able to make the corner.
Here comes Rosenberg, though. It's got to be his attempt now for Red Bull Racing. The number 50, the current holding world champion. Heading down towards Villeneuve. Very quick through there. That Red Bull looks like it's on rails through there. That is very, very good indeed. Heads down towards Toza and up the hill. Of course, famous move there between Juan Pablo Montoya and Michael Schumacher. Juan Pablo Montoya currently taking part in the IMS Indy Motor Speedway IndyCar race. So don't go watch that. Stay here with us, please. As down towards Acqua Minerale comes Legend Rosenberg. This is not looking too shabby. Can he beat his former teammate who was on pole position, Lewis McWilliam? Lewis, the Season 4 champion. Legend, the Season 5 champion. It's top
Really nice
dollar
run through
stuff
there.
here. Really nice through there for Rosenberg.
I was just saying, speaking of Juan Pablo Montoya in the Indy, I believe the Indy Lights race got suspended because there was so much rain. So
Yeah, and the IndyCar race is delayed by 7 minutes because of said rain. So, of course, IndyCar can't run on a wet track. Legend Rosenberg absolutely can and will possibly be starting from pole position. Just look how close that is. That is absolutely sensationally close at the top of the timing sheets. Legend Rosenberg just about on pole position. This isn't over yet. You still have Jack Redmond here. Oh, this is AlphaTauri's test track, this, as well as some other smaller Italian circuits. But this is AlphaTauri's test track mainly. Of course, the factory in Firenze, not too far away.
watch Lewis here. He's on a flyer.
Lewis had a good lap. Lewis has just headed through the Varante Alta and heading down towards Ravazza. See Carlos Sainz make a mistake through there, qualifying, and McWilliam almost has as well. That just might cost them pole position if he can't improve in this time. He will smash his previous time. It's a 13.7 for the McLaren. McLaren were on pole here last year in Formula Virtual Racing back in Season 5. McLaren won that race as well. Lewis McWilliam looking very, very nice with some top dollar stuff laps here. Gift Pachero is pushing on a qualifying lap. No, he's down. He's down on that time by a good bit. The two Alfa Romeos at the back will want a better result on their home patch. Keep an eye on Liam Angelo Carrig here. He's very good in qualifying, curly purple as he heads into the Varante Alta, but he's made a bit of a mistake through there. Needs to nail Ravazza and turn number 15. I believe they're both called Ravazza.
Let's see.
Here he comes.
It's braking out. Looks well enough. Just carry the speed out here.
He did very well there as Liam Angelo
Up
Carrig
the
across the
line.
line. Can he challenge for pole? Only be 6th.
Well, I suppose a 2-hour trip.
Oh, Aaron's off. Aaron is in the gravel trap. We still have 4 minutes left, so we will get around for another attempt, but that is Aaron McFall in the gravel trap. Keep an eye on Luke Davies here. He is currently heading through Acqua Minerale, turn number 10, and he's very, very much nailed that. He's up by about 2 tenths on the lap. That's Enzo King gone through Tamburello, the Williamsman. has gone off into Tamburello. I'm not going to say that again, as Luke Davies heads down towards Ravazza, the Mercedes-man. Lewis Hamilton was on pole here in 2021 in this very Mercedes.
Alright.
It's Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen on that day. I don't know if he has, but here comes Luke Davies. It's up to 4th spot, beats the AlphaTauris of Avesta Gobadi and Jack Redmond. The Ferraris are pushing on a lap as well. Hernandez through Tamburello heads down towards the Villeneuve chicane, named after Gilles Villeneuve, of course. Maybe it was named after Jackie's, but considering the track was made before him, I highly doubt it. Through Toza comes Juan Hernandez. And up towards the Peraltada. Here he comes down towards Acqua Minerale. Did not get this corner too good on his lap. He's got it a lot better here. He was fairly decent through the Verante Alta. As he heads through that now, that is very smooth through there for the Ferrari man. He almost had a lift off. I think he was more surprised by his pace through there. But here he comes, Juan Hernandez, down towards Ravazza. Ferrari would absolutely love a man on the front row today, in front of the Scuderia, in front of the sponsors. But Bune's been disqualified for going the wrong way. We'll have a look at that after. Here comes Hernandez. It's only good enough for 4th. It won't be tackling the pole, but we still have 2 minutes 21 left in qualifying here. Adrian Tice crosses the line. He improves, but it's only good enough for 14th. Thomas Main is on the lap as well. Thomas Main returning here. We haven't really mentioned any of that sort of stuff, as that is Juan Hernandez around, and that is his qualifying presumably over here, because he's already set a lap on those tyres. It will be a maximum of 4th for the Ferrari man. Alan McFall is big improvements on his lap time heading down towards Ravazza. Touches a bit of that inside AstroTurf. Doesn't touch it on the second bit. That's what you want. Extends the track limits as much as he can. Pushes it towards the pit wall. Will it be Red Bull's day? It will be beating his teammate, but it's not good enough to beat the Scotsman on pole. Legend Rosenberg, what can he do? This could be a great lap for Legend if he can nail it. He's very good in Sector 1. Needs to nail it here. Heading through the Peraltada down towards Acqua Minerale of 9 and 10. Here comes Legend, the world champion. Can he produce some world champion things? And manage to nab pole here in Imola.
Not too bad at the moment, but he needs to time this last sector. He really needs to find it. Now see, the exit here may make all the difference. As it looks like a very nice run.
Looks very nice through that final corner, pushing it all the way to the pit wall. McWilliams had enough. Can Rosenberg beat it? He absolutely can. It's a 13.5 for TF Legend Rosenberg. And unless someone can produce the lap of their life, I think that might just be enough. Jake Marsh will have another poor qualifying for the Scuderia, and he won't beat his time in 9th, although he does have another attempt in him, so he could have a push there. Thomas Main is improving by about a 10th of a second. That will currently bump him ahead of Liam Angelo Carrick, the 2-time pole sitter this season, will only qualify 8th.
Let's see now.
Hello, Goodell, correcting my pronunciation again. Apologies, let me just change my accent midstream. As down towards Ravazza.
Oh, Jake's actually found a good bit of improvement there.
That's Jack Redmond gone to 4th. That's a good time for him. Here comes Thomas Main. Bolts across the line. Goes 7th. Not bad. Jack Redmond has gone. As that's a Vesico bad. He splits the McLaren and the Red Bull. We'll keep an eye on Jake Marsh here. The Ferrari one's found about 2/10 of a second. Heads up, he's having some issues through the corner here. Oh, it's invalid. That's it.
I suppose that limits one's losses. I don't think he'd be too happy now. The AlphaTauris and to really put a gap between him and Legend now.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy. As there is still a few people on timed runs. I believe Adrian Tice is the only one still in the timed run.
I believe a 4-lap all soft. I don't believe they're going to exactly find much improvement here. Oh, and we can see the problems.
Yeah, that is not an improvement there. So that is qualifying. Jack Redmond is technically on a timed run, but he's not improving. He's just coasting the car to the pit lane. as we do have different conditions in the race. There are wet conditions in the race, so this will be very interesting indeed.
I have a feeling that Juan isn't too happy with Fragile Dark. Wouldn't really want to see. I wonder what the problem could be.
Yep, it would be believed to be. We don't know the conditions because some are saying it's intermediates at the start, some are saying it is wets.
Seeing to this and ends up being just full of snow.
Major Rosenberg takes another pole position here in FVR. He had a bad race last season in Imola. He won't want to repeat that. Lewis McWilliams starts in second. Escobadi third. Aaron McFall in fourth. Jack Redmond fifth. Juan Hernandez sixth. Luke Davies seventh. Thomas Main eighth. Angelo Carrick ninth. And Harry Delaney in tenth. Just look at that top 10. The quality in that is unbelievable. Then you have Jake Marsh, Kif Pachero, Clyde Glennon with a PB, I think, in qualifying this season in 13th. And it's Morgan Hitchings, Adrian Teisch, Enzo King, and then Karem Demirtas, Tygo Kirchhoff, and Bort Bune. And Enzo, actually, not getting a lap in.
Williams and Haas is filling out the back end of the grid. Some things did not really change, even if they have in real life.
It rains, it pours in Imola, and I don't know about you, but that looks fairly heavy. We can't actually see what tyres they're on. Normally you can see in the garage.
That's gotta be wet. Or maybe enters, but I feel it's wet.
It looks wet to me. But anyways, Brendan, another prediction we'll need from you is who's going to win?
Logically speaking, if you were to base it on qualifying, it'd obviously be Legend by decent bit. But the real question here is it's about what setups is everyone running? Because I believe the word is that it'd be wet to inters, then maybe a dry period at the end.
Yeah, I think it could be like France, where it dries right at the end, but where it really dries. It's inters.
Yeah.
It's inters.
Oh, inters.
It's intermediate tyres for everyone on the grid. But we're here in Imola. It's bound to be an exciting race. The MadeInItaly.com Grand Prix here. Of course, no sponsor for the FVR version. We'll have to wait and see. Everybody is on the intermediate compound of tyres. So look how fast this formation lap is by the front too. Jack Redmond actually disqualified from the formation lap there.
That might be the most helpful thing with a wet start. Wait, although the person lining up beside Jack, I believe at the start in Italy, whether it's wet or not, I'm not quite sure. They may or may not have spun off the line. There
was a big crash. Aaron McFall's race was over before turn 1.
Oh yeah, last
okay,
week
Khalil, you've commented my mistake 5 times now. Once was enough. But at the start in France, Aaron McFall's race stopped before he reached turn 1. Jackson Turner in the Aston Martin completely lost it on the rear.
Oh, that wasn't even the one I meant.
No, I know. There's been multiple. And then in Monza was Juan Hernandez and Jake Marsh, current teammates.
I suppose that shows no matter what happens, things can get put aside at some point.
Well, here we are, lining up on the grid in Imola.
Predicted strategy, 0 stop. That's very promising.
I don't think we will have as simple a race as that may suggest. The suggested strategy is not something to go by on this game.
But it does mean that in theory you should be able to go from start to finish, as I believe Legend did at that same Monza race.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Here we go though, Bort Bune lines us up on the grid. He's starting 19th, meaning we've lost somebody. in the process. I am very unsure too. Oh no, sorry, somebody didn't join. That was Leo Toole didn't join. But here we go. Borbune lines us up on the grid in Imola. Hopefully we're all smooth running. We are. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We go racing in Italy, and slow off the start. Just get the rears up to temperature, just as Legend Rosenbergers did. What a start from him. What a start from Aaron McFall as well, the Red Bullman. Right alongside, there's a Ferrari breaking into the boards. It's Juan Hernandez. There's an Alpine, and the former Williams teammates are already out of the race. We've the virtual safety cars, I believe. The 2 Alfa Romeos have made contact as well. Full course safety car, and Avestigo Badi has somehow got third back. Juan Hernandez was off on the grass for a moment there. The 2 former Williams teammates, one in the Williams now, Enzo King and Chloe Glennon, both out of this Italian Grand Prix on the opening lap. Enzo didn't finish qualifying. He hasn't even really started in the race, as there's another Ferrari. Jake Marsh has gone off under the safety car conditions. Oh, there's a big kerfuffle, really big kerfuffle back here. And it looks like Kerem Demirtas might have lost the front wing in the process. Oh no, there's an Alfa Romeo!
Oh god.
Oh, he's really struggling, Morgan Hitchicks. Oh, he's had a bit of history under safety cars at Monza. We're in Imola now, and he's having just as much luck. Oh
no, Kerem has a front wing.
Must have just been struggling turning the corner, but Legend Rosenberg got a fantastic flying start.
It could be one of the unseen damage. Jack is unhappy in the Vesta, so...
Nothing unfamiliar there, with the AlphaTauri teammates not being happy with each other.
And I mean, if you're in sister cars, you might want to calm it down a bit. And somehow Aaron's defending him, so this is a very weird situation.
Chloe, not happy at Enzo at all. Oh no! Luke Davies is around!
Oh god.
I don't know if he's avoided that, but under the safety car, everyone's struggling. He's almost collided with an Alfa Romeo.
Of course, the person who's usually Russell in FVR has to spin on the safety car in Imola.
He's carrying on, so I think he's all good. But there is 2 pitters, Jake Marsh and Harry Delaney. Not going on to the intermediates. As to be expected in these conditions. The biggest gainer was Liam Angelo. No, sorry, biggest gainer was Tygo Kirchhoff, up 9 spots. Have a video here from the Alpine crew of what happened to their driver at the start. We'll have a look. Oh, Enzo just swiped. Enzo just swiped.
Let me see.
Oh, the Ferrari's out! He's crashed at Tamburello!
Oh dear. Jake
Marsh is out on the safety car, and the Ferrari home hero is out.
It's not been a good day for the Tifosi, has it?
It's not been a good season for the Tifosi, apart from France. And that is 1 driver out under the safety car and 2 more spinning. What is going on with these guys today? Borbune's looking for a new invite. If you could get him one there.
I'll try. And now we've got to remember, in a place where everyone's in their heads, try keep yours.
And in France, it was sort of a survival of the fittest race, with a really weird occasion in France. It's looking like this is just as weird. Biggest gainers on lap number 1 were Tygo Kirchhoff, Kerem Demirtas and Borbune, gaining 9, 6 and 5 respectively. Liam Angelo Carrick gained 3 as well. He's right up in the top 6 now, and Jack Redmond almost going for a spin under safety car as well. Gifachero up 2 spots as well. Adrian Tice up 2 spots. Dart FIFA Thomas Main up 1. So still some good gains from them. Biggest losers will be the 3 guys out of the race: Harry Delaney, Morgan Hitchings, Luke Davies and Juan Hernandez.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, yeah, a lot of people are unhappy with Avesta there. And I was like, Juan...
Although I wouldn't take that, because a lot of people are normally unhappy with Avesta and he hasn't actually done anything wrong.
Yeah, but to be fair, multiple people at once, so usually it's you can pick one person who's usually unhappy at a time, but if it's two, then there's something's happened. Whether it was his own fault.
Okay, Brendan, we don't really need to talk about this on stream. We don't really need to hate on someone for doing something for an incident we haven't actually seen yet. Let's move on, shall we? Lap 3 of 33. Borbune has overtaken Morgan Hitchings, so I'm not going to ask what's going on there. Everybody is on the intermediate compounded tyres, so we don't really need to keep that up there. We will go for no graphics at the moment as Harry almost having a bit of a spin. Lighting up the tyres there. Has Borbune got that invite yet?
I did invite him.
I'm not sure if he's back in or not.
I invited him, so it's his...
So it's carrying this lap.
Well, it's on him now to rejoin if he can. Obviously, this could be more than just, like there might be other circumstances preventing him from rejoining.
Here we go, though. Legend Rosenberg will get us underway. There is Borbune back now. To Ravazza. Comes the Honda-backed Red Bull, and he's gone. We go racing in Imola. He's almost lost the rear, just like Max Verstappen did in 2021. Harry's got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Morgan Hitchings, but we go racing once again. And Thomas Main was on the back of Liam Angelo Carrick. He seemed to have lost out a little bit on the straight there, but Legend's clear of his old teammate, as Harry has got 5 for speeding in the pit lane. And Harry has retired from the race. Give very easily there. But there goes... another car out of the race, McLaren, as Liam Angelo Carrick getting all out of shape here. Juan Hernandez being very optimistic in looking for this move past Thomas Main. Thomas Main, of course, the runner-up for that Ferrari team all the way back in season 1. He's won many a race as well. One of the most successful ones. He has not been really here in recent years. He is here today, though, and he's looking to find, of course, had a great finish in Silverstone, and, of course, Season 4 won the Canadian Grand Prix, first race on this new F1 2021 game. By the time Season 7 rolls around, we'll be on 2022. So here comes Thomas looking for the move on Liam Angelo Carrick. He's backed up a bit. That's a mistake from Kerem Demirtas, the head steward on the racetrack today. Give Pachero looking for a move on Tygo Kirchhoff. Tygo Kirchhoff, our biggest gainer.
I mean, that is one way to Stuart. Obviously, be there yourself.
It certainly is. There's been no gaps up on the screen for the moment, but they'll be back up. Morgan Hitchings is struggling at the back. There's the fastest lap of the race for Legend.
Kerem had a wheel in the gravel there, just a little too hot into the penultimate corner. Well, it looks like he'll keep position anyway. This might be... You didn't see much overtaking here. No DRS means you really have to get a run or just be that bit faster anyways in order to make a pass.
Tygo Kirchhoff is right behind Kerem Demirtas now, the Dutch and the Turkishman. And the Turkishman's had a big slide there into Toza. He's just about caught it. That's great reaction times and experience coming in there for the Williamsman. But he's going to be under pressure from the young gunner, Tygo Kirchhoff, behind him in the Haas F1 car. Haas not had a good season, but Haas have never really had a good season in this league. They've always had two really poor starts to the season. That's true. Aqua Minerale, Kerem is all over the shop really here. He's not having the most comfortable of time. Juan Hernandez is right behind Thomas Main in the Alpine. One Alpine and one Ferrari both out of the race. As Kerem has gone off. He's gone off at the Virante Alta. And he's lost quite a few spots there. He's down to 13th.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a bit of a... just probably needs to cool it down there for a second. Just try and get the affairs in order.
Let's look at that gap. 1.1 separates Legend Rosenberg and Lewis McWilliam. And
it's like old times, nearly.
Yeah, exactly. Just like old times. Juan Hernandez can't get close to Thomas Main for the move. The Ferrari team either have a good race or an absolute awful race, and today seems like it's an awful one around their home patch.
I feel like he needs to get past Thomas soon enough. But to do that, he's going to need to get a run somewhere. And that's not where you're going to get if you're almost going to spin it right there.
Jack Redmond looking comfortable. More comfortable than his teammate, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. Escobadi has lost a lot of time to Lewis McWilliam. Jack Redmond is around the back. That's Tygo Kirchhoff, who's got a penalty. The two Irishmen might go scrapping here of the three Irishmen of Aaron McFall, Jack Redmond and Liam Angelo Carrick. That's Karem gone again at the Varanti Alta. As Legend puts another purple lap on the board. Could track conditions be possibly improving here?
It could be just familiarity as well. Although I do think it's not too bad in terms of rain. We're just going to stick around for a bit.
Jack Redmond. He's sticking with Aaron. The two drivers from more of a rally sort of background would like these conditions. Aaron used to be very, very quick in the wet. He still is quick in the wet, mind you. He just used to be very dominant in the wet. But mistakes always crept in. There goes, and oh no, there goes Thomas Main round actually. The Alpine man has got sent round. He hasn't got. He's picked up the throttle a bit too much there, and I think that might just be lack of drive time. Borbune has got it all lost into Toza, and the Alpine man's just chucked it up the inside on the worn tyres. No issues there for his overtaking skills. As Thomas Main has dropped down to 12th, and it may be looking like another no points day for Alpine.
Yeah, there's becoming more and more Alpine.
They've had one too many of those. They had a good race in Silverstone. Liam Houseman was just really struggling, and Tygo Kirchhoff, he's absolutely flying today, but that's actually cost him because he just ran into the back of Gif Pachero. They're all really struggling to the Varanti Alta. That is the chicane where Charles Leclerc had a bit of a spin, so it is easy enough for drivers to have a spin there if the guys at the top can do it. Jack Redmond's looking for a move here. Jack Redmond may be looking for a move. Is he going to go for the Tamburello? The AlphaTauri on the home patch. Can I go past the senior team? McFall pushed him off the circuit. He's left him no space. Jack Redmond has absolutely nothing else he can do apart from cut across. That is horrendous driving, and the two Irishmen have made even more contact. This will allow Liam Angelo Carrick through, and Jack Redmond is going to be furious. But what was that defending from Aaron McFall? Karem is out of the race.
That's a bit far. Like, I mean, they get a squeezing, but you see, that's the kind of thing that ended up with a Bottas Russell accident that season.
That was absolutely horrible. Here comes Luke Davies, though. Here into Piratella. Oh, he's hit Tygo Kirchhoff now. The driver's really rubbing to race here, as there goes Luke up the inside. He had a bad qualifying, and he's looking to make up for that. And he's got past Tygo Kirchhoff.
So, assuming that penalty would be removable for Jack.
It's Lewis McWilliam sets the fastest lap of the day.
Yeah, they've been close pretty much in terms of lap times, a tenth or two at most. So now Lewis, he's found his rhythm, it seems.
As, I think Aaron McFall might be under investigation for that one with Jack Redmond after that. Looked a bit dodgy.
Yeah, it looked a bit not the best.
There's a yellow flag. It's Morgan. That's not even in the pit lane. This could be another safety car. It is another safety car.
Well, that means that brings everyone back up together.
Well, what could we be doing for strategy? Because the track is drying.
Track's drying, obviously. This will bring any dry period a bit closer. It's already got brought closer by the first safety car, and this one will just bring it even closer. Nowhere near enough for anyone to actually start thinking of gambles for dries or anything, but
No, we'll see what Legend does. Does he pay for some more inters, maybe? I doubt it, to be fair. No. Oh, he's dummied Lewis. He tried a cheeky little dummy. It didn't work, though, however.
I mean, it might be worth it for someone who's near the back. Maybe if you are able to make use of fresh inters just to progress up the field. Oh, looks like everyone's going for just trying to get the safety car wrapped up earlier.
Yeah, hopefully. We're down to 13. We are down to 13. We're 10 laps into this Italian Grand Prix here in Imola. Brendan, anything you have to say? How's the race going from your perspective?
It's a bit... Well, we've had there's a couple of retirements in the pit lane, but also we have seen some cases where people are just... It's just a case with Aaron, it's a bit blatant that he didn't exactly leave the space. And I'm just hoping that doesn't happen, but otherwise I would say, like Legend and Lewis, they'd be content enough. Obviously, this gets Lewis's season underway. And Legend, you've getting a lead now in this Drivers' Championship as Yuri isn't here, and Juan is stuck in 7th. And realistically, he's going to find it difficult to pass the 3 Irishmen directly ahead, and then obviously Avesta, Lewis and Legend even further ahead, who will probably be pulling away.
Just I won't be in this lap with the hitters, Adrian Teisch, but everybody is up at the safety car train now, so we won't have to do any unlapping business. But Adrian is our last runner now. He wasn't even running last, it was poor Bune, but he's in the pits now. There he comes out of the pit lane on a set of the intermediate tyres. As Rosenberg will be getting us underway at the safety car restart. Is your microphone working, Brendan?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, just nothing to say.
No, it's just Aaron was asking what did he actually do.
Well,
oh, wait, I think this might be a desync issue.
Oh, fantastic. You can hear the excitement in my voice.
Yeah, like Jack got right alongside and Aaron just squeezed him. But obviously, you think about it, that seems too illogical for anyone really to do. Yeah, the average Codemasters.
Oh, well.
Safety car in this lap, so hopefully we'll get some racing.
Hopefully we'll get some clean racing, would be nice. As there is a good chance Lewis could attack Legend here. Lewis was heading fastest laps towards the end of the safety car period. Oh, they've almost made contact. We've seen a lot of leaders make contact in some junior categories over the last few weekends here in Imola. Let's hope these two don't. Oh well, for the sake of everyone behind them, they'd like them. As we go racing, it's not as good a restart for Legend Rosenberg as it was on the last safety car. Although Avesta Badi is right on the Scotsman's rear wing. Here comes Avesta Badi. Is he going to go the inside or the outside into Tamburello? Is he going to send her on board with the AlphaTauri? No, he backs off. That's good racing from Avesta Badi as Lewis is wide. Big mistake from McWilliam. Avesta Badi ran the outside through Tamburello. They've made a bit of contact. And now it's Thomas May round at the back as the Red Bull is hit. He's hit Avesta. I don't know if he's got damage from it, but he's definitely made some contact as Tygo Kirchhoff has picked up a 3-second time penalty. There goes the other Aston Martin of Giffachero making moves, trying to get past Juan Hernandez. He's just not got it done. He did get past Luke Davies, I think, there, though. As look at the gap now, Legend Rosenberg, it's actually more than it was before the safety car.
Yeah, that mistake from Lewis is pretty much let Legend get out of sight fairly handy, in a fairly handy manner. And you've now you've got, well, he's managed to get that gap to Avestas, so Avestas now got to defend that last podium slot from up an army of cars behind.
Imagine Carrick looking really tasty behind the Red Bull. He is really looking for a way up here, although he's lost a bit through those two corners, just as I've said that, so I apologise, Liam. Juan Hernandez getting a little bit caught up on the curbs there. You don't want to do that. Juan is Ferrari's sole challenger today. And really, at this moment in time, the only man who can stop Legend in the championship, because no one else has performed this season other than Legend.
So, well, yeah, looks like 1.4 it's stuck at, so it's clear that Legend and Lewis have similar pace. It's just been the case that Legend got a much nicer safety car restart than Lewis did.
Jack Redmond is looking for a move at Liam Angelo Carrick, but the thing with Jack is we think he's desynced on everyone's screen. He's not desynced on ours, so which would make me think hopefully he isn't desynced on everybody else's, but oh well, who knows. His Legend is storming away now. It's 1.7 as we enter the Aquamino Rally. And really, these wet conditions around Imola just proved that you do very much need the DRS, as Liam Angelo Carrick has made a mistake through there. Jack Redmond could be looking for a move as we enter the start-finish straight on the next lap. As Jack's actually made a mistake himself. There goes Juan Hernandez past the AlphaTauri.
It's AI.
Oh, is he disconnected? Oh,
No,
there goes
he's
Giffachero past the AlphaTauri, so something's really gone wrong with the AlphaTauri here.
He genuinely paused.
Something has gone wrong. Legend Rosenberg sets the fast lap of the race with a 23.7. Is that just track conditions or is that just his pace? We'll have to wait and see. But Liam Angelo Carrick was very lucky there, because Jack Redmond was probably going to have a go at him on the main straight.
Yeah, not too bad for Juan then. Gets the car out of his way for his championship. And so now see, Liam Angelo Carrick has a penalty ahead. Avesta has a penalty as well, so just a little bit of closing up. And it could still turn out to be alright for Juan, even if Legend is winning the race.
As Jack Redmond is right behind Giffachero. As he just seems to be making mistakes at the wrong time, Jack Redmond. He's right close to the cars in front, then makes a mistake, which puzzles me. Well, it doesn't puzzle me, it's just poor form. Although Aaron McFall has had a bad lap here, because here comes Liam Angelo Carrick. He's almost looking up the inside into Ravazza. He's almost got it done into Ravazza. But the Aston Martin will have to wait for the main straight. Aston Martin and Red Bull, two very different sides of the Constructors' Championship last season, but they're almost very similar here. Can Liam Angelo Carrick just took into that slipstream? He's got his battery, he's using. He's not going to be close enough here. Aaron McFall just has enough in that Red Bull backed Honda. That Honda-backed Red Bull, even. He just has enough in it to stay ahead of Liam Angelo Carrick. Oh, there's an AlphaTauri, it's Avesta! Avesta, go back, he's gone round! And he's lost it off the podium. He was driving well, but now he is not even going to be in the top 10. He's just stayed there, he's in 9th, but that is just off the exit of Tamburello. And Tygo Kirchhoff has got another time penalty. He has 12 seconds. He's heading for a disqualification, I think, from this one.
I think disqualification is around, was it 30 seconds maybe?
At this rate he's got to hit that, because we aren't even halfway through this Grand Prix yet.
Not quite. Maybe 24.
As that is Junior picking up a penalty as well. Avesta's spin has now created an even larger gap between McWilliam and McFall. Carrick would love to get on the podium, of course. He has got he got a podium last week in France, but would have liked the race win. Through the final corner. He's 1.2 now behind Aaron McFall, so Aaron has picked up the pace again. The closest, the only guys within a second of each other is Jack Redmond to Gift Pachero, who could actually look for a move here. Thought there was a move ahead, but very clearly not. He could look for a move here, Jack Redmond, if he wants to chuck it up the inside into turn number 1. No, he's got to be sensible and backs out. Very difficult to pass into that turn number 1, especially in these wet conditions.
So this would be a very nice result for Junior here.
It'd be a very nice result for Aston Martin as a whole.
Yeah, true. P4, P6 on the road. Obviously, that may well change with penalties to be applied.
Oh, big wobble! Big wobble for Vestigobadi again. He's really struggling with the control of this AlphaTauri. And could this may be due to the fact that the track is getting a lot drier? Will we possibly go to dry conditions soon? Mistake from Junior. Mistake from Junior. We'll hold that thought for a second because Jack Redmond's gone right round the outside. Drew Aquaminerali and heading into the Volanti Alta. The AlphaTauri man is ahead and up to P6 after that issue he had through that same section of corners on a previous lap. Jack Redmond is back up to 6th spot and will hunt down the Spaniard. Runner-up of the championship twice in FVR and the only man to be runner-up more than once. Jack Redmond won the championship, of course. He went one better than Hernandez. Can he go one better today? Well, only time will tell, but he's up to 6th. And just back to that point, will we get dry running soon?
Yeah, it's looking like he's drying out here, but whether that dry line is going to form with enough laps to go that it'd be worth going for a set of slicks, I don't know, really.
We have to wait and see. We're on 17 to 32. It's been an interesting race so far, but not much position change wise in terms of the podium. They were the top 3 in qualifying. Apologies, Vestigobadi was 3rd, but Aaron McFall was 4th. So we have to wait and see. Oh, there's a Vesta in the wall! And he's out! Of the Italian Grand Prix! And this could well go to a safety car, and it does. The Ukrainian is out of the Italian Grand Prix.
Drying period.
And that means each Italian team has one car not finishing the Grand Prix. We're down to 12 in Imola. Now things get slightly interesting, because when will this rain stop?
Yeah, and obviously this just slow laps. We're just waiting for. Oh, is it Jack's TV turned off randomly? Oh,
okay.
Sometimes in my place TV actually something randomly comes to like shut down, yes or no.
Yeah, I think everyone gets that. Oh, we've a gambler. Hernandez is in. He gambled in France and it worked. He's gambling again. What's he going for? We've someone else in as well, I think.
It'd be mediums at this point, or softs.
Go for a set of softs.
Or no, he did an FVR8. It almost worked. He almost got to the end by doing pretty much nearly over half a race in softs. You can do this if the track is dry enough. But the thing is, the track doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look that bad, but it is still raining. Let's go on board. Although it's stopped now, I think, Brendan.
Yeah, it's stopped.
It's stopped, but it's still wet. But we are on the safety car. He can take it nice and easy. You know, that doesn't look half bad for me. We're going to get the tyre graphic up on screen now because there could be a lot of pitters here.
I'd be interested to see what tyres they then go for. I believe, let me see, the only other person who made a stop in this race was Adrian, who stopped for another set of the Inters. So, if looking at it here, yeah, that track looks alright. This could be a Hernandez masterclass.
It looks alright to me, you know. I mean, I'm not really looking at the track. I'm more looking at his driving here because, of course, he's got to push it. He's got to try. Kyle Albert, McLaren driver, cheering on Ferrari. Of course, Kyle not here this evening. Kyle says he believes in him. And look, there's the train. There's Juan Hernandez and fresh tyres. If these guys all pit, they will, every single one of them, come out behind him. Yeah, oh, was there a spinner there? Yeah, it's Tygo Kirchhoff, so...
Oh, that could...
No, he'll still definitely get ahead if they pit. Let's see what Legend Rosenberg does here. Was all the hesitation a bad call? Legend is in. Lewis is in. Aaron McFall has stayed out. Liam Angelo Carrick is in. Jack Redmond is in. Adrian Teisch stays out, meaning it will be Adrian on the podium provisionally. Is there anyone else staying out? No, because Juan has shot up and Legend's gone for the mediums. Legend is the only man out of everybody to go for the mediums. No, we've a few more now. Thomas May and Giv Pachero. Jack Redmond.
I'm...
Tygo Kirchhoff on the softs.
This is a masterclass, to be honest.
Juan Hernandez has dummied everybody. But and has pulled into the pit lane a lap earlier than every single driver. And now finds himself in a race-winning position.
But I will stress this. Look who is in P1 and look who's in P4. Notice anything similar?
About Red Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're getting at, but I'm going to let you explain this one, because you're the genius brought it up.
Since I brought it up, yep, I'll explain this. Simply, since Aaron is in a Red Bull and Legend's in a Red Bull, we are going to probably see Aaron try do a Sergio Perez-esque job, become a Minister of Defense, to try to hold up Juan and allow Legend an opportunity to pass. And I'll say, the only other obstacle Juan will have is Adrian, but I don't think Adrian will be looking to actively hold him up like Legend is. Although, I'm surprised with Aaron, because this means he sacrificed his own race for this.
Yeah. The Minister of Defence of Ireland is currently Simon Coveney. Will it be Aaron McFall after this one? Kyle now showing some support for Adrian, and he wants it to rain more. Oh, I'd love to see Adrian get a top 5 here, but I think these guys are playing a losing game. But one Red Bull is to the other two safety car restarts. It's got to be the opposite now as we go racing. And look at that, Legend has passed Juan Hernandez before the start-finish line. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. You cannot pass before the start-finish line, I believe, on a safety car restart. But we'll have to wait and see, as here comes Legend Rosenberg. He could get himself caught up behind Adrian Teicher. This is a very difficult section of track to nail.
I think Liam tried something.
Oh, no, there's a big crash. It's Lewis McWilliam, it's Jack Redmond, and Liam Angelo Carrick. Luke Davies getting involved in that one as well. There is a big collision there, and the two Hasses are looking to gain from this. Borbune's got past Tygo Kirchhoff. They're both on the soft compounded tyres. Aaron McFall is really struggling, but not as much as one would have thought, because Adrian Teicher is holding his own here at the front of the grid. Juan Hernandez is right on the back of Legend. These guys have not got the slicks up to temperature yet. Is it going to be at the inside of the pint? Oh, it's contact! The Ferrari's around!
That's a dumb move. That's a dumb move.
The Ferrari man has lost it. Game over. Game over.
Wait a minute. Is Luke Davies in a position to win this?
Luke Davies is in a position to win this Grand Prix. It's game over for Juan Hernandez. He's bottled it. He's gone for a very silly move, and he has lost it. Legend Rosenberg is in a winning position here currently, but the slicks are not bad. Sorry, the slicks are bad. It's the Inders that aren't bad. Aaron and Adrian are going to stay out here, and rightly so. Currently, Aaron McFall's in a race-winning position. Adrian Teicher is currently in a podium-scoring position.
This is such a strange race. But honestly, I don't know. I still think there's a few twists in this race.
I don't think this one's over yet. I don't think this one is over yet, because just look how good these inters are for Aaron McFall. He's leading by 4.2 seconds over his teammate. Oh, it's another crash. It's Tygo Kirchhoff, and Lewis McWilliam's in the wall as well. Lewis is not out of this race. He has survived.
Wait. That's not a safety car then, so...
No, we will continue on. Ferrari team boss not happy, and yeah, I think it might have been an illegal overtake before the start-finish line, but I don't know if there's a rule in place for that. There should be, but it's going to be the fine readings of the rule book. Adrian has done very well here to keep his car on the road ahead of Legend, because it's the world champion behind him.
I think Juan wants to get past Junior here. He'll need to think about his moves.
Here comes
Oh,
one.
he went
Oh,
down
he
the
sent
inside.
one up the inside. Absolute real. Full of frustration. That one was. Oh, no. Now he's going to be put on the wall, possibly. There goes Liam Angelo. Carrick soars past him for the second time today due to incidents. And I don't know what's going on here. Juan Hernandez has completely lost his cool. He's gone round the outside of the Aston Martin. Still very impressive. As there goes Aaron into the pit lane. There goes Adrian into the pit lane. But look at this. Look at Jack Redmond. The AlphaTauriman's gone for the lead out of nowhere. He tucks in behind of the Red Bull. Something's definitely happened, Legend, because he was well ahead of Jack Redmond, but now the Season 3 Drivers' Champion is up against the Season 5 Drivers' Champion, who's up against the young gun, the man who's never won an FVR race. The youngest man on the grid, Luke Davies, is in third on much better tyres.
That is the thing now. Luke is the one who knows that he's guaranteed
Loses
space.
out, but that was to be expected. We're down to 10 here in this twisty and turny race in Imola.
I'm just saying, Luke is the only one here who will know his position is guaranteed. Because, well, Legend, he overtook before the line, and Jack, he has a time penalty. Oh, that could be removed, so you might
Oh, he's
see...
almost had a slide.
Well, actually, yeah, that is a good point. Jack's penalty might be removed because, well, he got that desync meant he had to cut the corner because he believed he was being forced off. So, that may seem a bit unfair. Meanwhile,
Really
Thomas
great
here
to
as
see.
well, not in a bad place. Borbune could end up it.
Borbune is currently on... for...
He's up.
Just let me say this. Borbune's currently on for third.
But with all this...
Here comes
I
Luke
would-
Davies. He's got past Jack Redmond, the Mercedes-man. He's up to second position in a Formula Virtual race, and he's on the better tyres than the world champion. But he is the world champion. Has DRS even been activated yet? I haven't even seen it. I think it is. So he needs to push into that 1 second. It's got to be difficult because it's the world champion in front of him. But he's in it now. And Luke Davies, as he heads through Tosa, might just have that butterfly feeling in his stomach. Because he could really be on for his first win here in a fairy tale story in Imola.
Yeah, this is the thing now. Look at Luke. He's within the DRS zone. Oh, and look at Legend with that little switch there.
Legend is struggling. Legend's feeling the pressure here on the mediums. Liam Angelo Carrick's past Borbune. He's a penalty as well, though, so Borbune's still in a good spot. This race is not over. This race is not over until we exit Ravazza on the final lap.
But Juan still be in this one because, well, he's no penalties. And, well, he's got pace. I mean...
Legend
This
struggles
could end
out of
badly,
Ravazza. Luke Davies going to have a go at this one. The Mercedes-man, I don't think he's enough on this lap. It's the fastest lap of the race. It's beaten instantly, but we're into the 119s. Here comes Davies. Just be cool here, Luke. Just be calm. Legend defends well. It was a bit of an aggressive move, but it was never really on for Luke, so there wasn't much of an issue there. Through Tamburello, heading up towards Villeneuve. Shields Villeneuve would be proud of this race today. This has been right his cup of tea, as Aaron McFall absolutely destroys the fastest lap with a 17. But he really doesn't have much to play for here, Aaron McFall. He could still get past Junior and may catch Juan, but I doubt it.
I doubt it, really. I'd be more thinking whether if one can do anything towards the end of this race.
Liam Angelo Carrick right up behind Thomas Main through Aqua Minerale, but he struggled there. Is he going to go for into the Varanti Alta? He's a bit too far back here. The thing about this is, will these softs eventually drop off and will Legend have the quicker tyres towards the end of the race? Or is Luke's going to be on fairly good tyres until the end here?
Why is it? I don't know. This.
I know lap 12 to 13 is about the pit window for softs, but you have to remember these are fresh, so you can do a few more. He's currently done 4, and...
Let's see now.
Isn't
Is he
it too
going to
much
go
to
for
go?
the lead?
Here comes Luke Davies. Here comes Luke Davies. Here comes the Briton. It's got to be the race lead if he can navigate this well. And round the outside of the world champion goes the youngest man to ever grace the Formula Virtual Racing grid, let alone win a race. He's leading in Imola with 7-ish laps to go. Aaron McFall sets another fastest lap of the race. Surely pushing the boundaries of how fast you really can go now. And the thing here is, will Legend just stick with the Mercedes-man, or can the Mercedes-man pull away?
Yeah, it's just still. See, Borbule could end up on the podium here still. He is keeping up with these guys.
There is a fairy tale ending. There is a classic ending onto this Grand Prix. This is not over yet. Legend is up. I've never seen Legend push this much. This man was fighting for a world championship while tied on points with his teammate, and he wasn't even pushing this much as he is, just to keep up with his flying Mercedes. Luke is younger than Liam Redmond. So, for the people saying Liam Redmond, Luke is younger. He is the youngest man to ever grace an FVR grid. Jack Redmond is the youngest winner in FVR. He won the Australian Grand Prix at 14 years of age and some amount of days. And we thought Aaron McFall's fastest lap was good. We're into the 16s now. Legend has kept DRS. This will keep him along with the Mercedes-man. We'll get the battery up. Legend almost has none. Legend is pushing to as much as this Dutchman can. And if you don't want one man behind you while you're battling for your first race win, it is Legend Rosenberg. But Legend is struggling through Villeneuve. Luke Davies just still has the grip, as here comes a battle here comes Liam Angelo Carrick. He's got up the inside of Thomas Main. He's been pressuring for that move for quite a while, and the Aston Martin man now promotes himself up, but Borbule is still in a great spot here for a good result. And if I wasn't fanboying the lead of a race enough, I've just been informed Paddy O'Ward is leading IndyCar for the IndyCar fans. Thank you very much, Carl, for letting the guys know in the chat. Luke's made a mistake through Aqua Minerale, and that's the first mistake he's made on these slick tyres. 4/10 is the gap, but Legend could retake the lead. I bet Luke is praying this is the one time Legend does make a mistake. Legend doesn't make an awful lot of mistakes. He's the world champion and the runner-up by minimum of points. He hasn't got the best run out of Ravazza, but just remember Jack Redmond's in this crew as well. If he can get close to Legend, here he goes. Is Legend Rosenberg going to go for the lead into Tamburello? No, he's not close enough. Luke Davies will keep ahead, but he needs to run out of the second part of Tamburello and towards the Villeneuve chicane, because the Red Bull man is pushing the Mercedes into Villeneuve, but Luke Davies just about holds the lead. Jack Redmond is right on the back of Legend here, and if Jack Redmond wants his record to be broken, then chucking one up the inside of Legend isn't the worst thing to do. But Jack's not thinking about that. Jack is thinking about his own race here, as he always does. He's a fantastic Grand Prix driver, is Jack Redmond, on his day, and today is one of those days. He's in third, even after that incident with Aaron McFall, who has got past Kip Fitzgerald, and he's cut in about 2 seconds on Juan Hernandez, who has actually lost time to Borbule. Could be a bit of damage on that Ferrari, maybe, from the move up the inside of Legend. But Legend's had another good lap here, and Legend is gaining really well on Luke Davies in front of him. Legend, is he just waiting for the last lap, or are the softs starting to drop off?
The softs may start to, they won't have their absolute performance level now.
Luke gets the exit out of Ravazza though, but Legend's burning his ERS. He wants the race lead. He's going to possibly take the race lead here. He's going to go for the outside as the Red Bull man, and heading into the first corner it will be Legend Rosenberg who leads once again. Not what Luke would have wanted, but he needs to just stick with the Red Bull. Don't get disheartened, just stick with him. I don't think Jack Redmond's posing too much of a threat behind these guys. I really don't, but I am willing to be proven wrong here. Borbule is slowly fading away, which is very disappointing to the Haas crew, but P6 is an excellent result for Borbule if he can finish there.
Yeah, I think Juan, he was a fair bit behind. As Borbule kept up with it for a long time, was able to use the DRS.
To be fair, Juan hasn't gained, Borbule has just lost.
Yeah, I think Juan's is kind of now, he's only starting to get that bit closer. Probably P6 be the best he can get, and have to just hope that maybe Legend could drop to a couple of positions with penalties.
Luke is falling. Luke is really falling on Legend here. He's going to keep the DRS, which is just enough.
I think that's all he really has to do here.
But you do have to be within about 0.6 of a second if you want to make an overtake. It's currently 7. He is going to get that DRS and he is going to claw right back up. But could the tyres just be a little bit too worn for Luke Davies? But he's gaining. Look at that. That is going to help him a lot today in the remaining laps. There is not a lot left. Of course, there was one Briton who got his first win last season here. Preston Brennan, who won for McLaren. Could the other young Briton, as look at Liam Angelo Carrick, he's pushing for a podium now. because Thomas Main does have a penalty behind these lots, so this is really for position.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think Jack's penalty was from the Aaron incident, so maybe just
Maybe could be removed. Yeah, of course, it could be removed.
And that means maybe Jack could be thinking, if I go for P2 here, it may well stay P2, and he might even know maybe about Legend overtaking for the line, so it could end up being a race win for any one of the top 3 here.
I'm sure they'd love to win it on track though, just in case Legend doesn't get that penalty. Luke Davies is struggling again through this part of the track, but he's did just enough to keep with the Dutchman. But really, it's not looking as comfortable as it was because of the worn tyres for Luke. Legends will probably be in a bit better of a condition now, but the softs are still quicker tyres, and now he's going to gain and gain and gain with the DRS. Could he be saving a bit of battery? We'll have a look here. Legend has so much more. Legend has a lot more. 2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 laps to go. 30, 31 and 32 here in Imola. This race is not over yet because just look how close Jack Redmond is behind Luke Davies. Think about this, is if Jack sent one up the inside of Luke and then started attacking Legend, that could work well for both of these guys. Jack doesn't have a lot of ERS either though. Legend has quite a bit, and he's using it in these middle sectors to just pull the gap away, so Luke cannot go for a move. Luke Davies might have just had his stint in the lead taken away from him at the perfect time, because he's had a better middle sector though. He was about 7/10 through here all the time. It's about 6.5 now. It's 7 now, but it was 8 through here then, so he is still driving to the absolute best he can. But he needs to just not be caught out like he was there. That's poor through there. He's still going to have enough just about to stick in that DRS, but it's not looking as comfortable as it was for Luke, and he might find himself under pressure from Jack Redmond. Although Legend is the last... Sorry, Jack is the last person Legend wants behind him, out of all people. Here comes Luke though. He'll gain right back in. These need to be the last 2 laps of his life for the young Briton. Jack Redmond is looking for a move, but he doesn't want to do anything reckless. Jack knows the situation all these guys are in, and he doesn't want to do anything stupid to take himself or someone else out of the running. It's only about 8 tenths now, and I have an absolute fear that Legend Rosenberg might just get this one.
But I think Luke needs to keep his head here. If he does know anything about anything for Legend, he would be... He just...
It's out of a second, so he could be under pressure from Jack Redmond behind. Luke Davis has just used his tyres a bit too much. As Gift Pachero picks up a 3 seconds. Although Jack's made a bit of a mistake through Varanti Alta. That could be Luke saving grace, although he's really going to struggle here. He's really going to struggle. Legend has absolutely bolted away. Legend Rosenberg, unfortunately, has just become Legend Rosenberg, as Liam Angelo Carrick picks up another couple of seconds, and so does Darren McFall. That could invite Bob Bune back into proceedings, maybe. 1.2 is the gap. Luke Davis just needs to get down this main straight one more time ahead of Jack Redmond, but Jack does have that penalty, but it could be removed. Down the main straight we go. Here comes Jack Redmond. Is he going to go for the move? He's a lot more straight line speed with the DRS and the ERS, and Luke Davies might unfortunately just see a possible first win absolutely flash before his eyes. Jack Redmond is up to second, but does have that penalty, which we will have to see. Can it be removed? If there's a yellow flag, it's Adrian Teich, who he gave his best on the Inters, but it was not enough, and it will, I think, here be another Legend Rosenberg win in Imola. I say another win in Imola. It will just be a win. He hasn't won here in Imola before, but that's really unfortunate for Luke Davies, but he could still win the race because Legend is under investigation for that illegal overtake on the safety car restart. Jack Redmond was bolting it around here. If he had another couple laps, this could have been a completely different end to this race. Through Varanti Alta.
You can see it now. No.
Oh, look at Liam Angelo Carrick. He's pressing for a move on Luke Davies. Luke is really struggling. Liam Angelo Carrick has just nurtured his tyres better, and Luke Davies is really struggling. There could be a send up the inside for the Aston Martin. Luke's got to defend this one to stay on the podium. No, Liam Angelo Carrick backs off, and that might just be enough. The Red Bullman rounds the final corner, and the world champion proves why he's a world champion. A cool, calm and collected Legend Rosenberg wins in Imola. Jack Redmond will finish third. Luke Davies has put up the fight of his life and will finish only second on the day, unfortunately for him, but it is still another podium to add, as Juan, finishes 6th. Borbune
I think
finishes
Borbune's
7th. I think it was a glitch there. Aaron McFall finishes 8th. Gift Pacheco finishes 9th. Oh, and we've got on board with Adrian at the wrong point.
Yeah, Lewis said he watched Legend.
Legend could be in big trouble. This could be a Luke Davies win.
Yeah, it looks like it. Also, shout out to Thomas for getting the P4 for Alpine.
Shout out to Thomas Maid. His comebacks are the best. He's finished 4th.
And wait, if one reports the incident with Legend, like the actual spin, well, that's I don't know. I can't exactly remember if that is a penalty, would be a penalty for Legend or not, but yeah.
A lot of people are saying that Legend will get a penalty.
And somehow of all this, it looks like the record of British winners in Imola is going to stand.
It could be. Preston Brennan and Luke Davies have been the 2 winners in the Formula Virtual Racing Academy series in Imola. They could be the 2 winners in the main tier as well. There's your 4 race results in Italy. Legend Rosenberg wins ahead of Luke Davies, but that is provisional. Jack Redmond in 3rd ahead of Thomas Main in 4th. Liam Angelo Carrick in 5th ahead of Juan Hernandez, Bor Bune, Aaron McFall, Gift Pacheco, Adrian Teisch, Lewis McWilliam, the first of the non-finishers ahead of Tygo Kirchhoff, Avestigo Badi, Morgan Hitchings, Karem Demirtas, Harry Delaney, Jake Marsh and Enzo King. Yeah, Bor Bune just saying you did desync. Yeah, we did see that one, so don't worry, you will get 6 there, Bor Bune. Brennan, who wins the Beam 1 Safety Award?
Let me see. I'll give it to Luke. Why not? Just guarantee he gets something for his efforts.
Luke Davies finishes 2nd, although I do believe that is all we do have time for here. Brennan, any final thoughts?
Let's say that was one of them really chaotic Grand Prix. Also, you don't really want too many of them, but the rarity of them is really nice. And I would say for sure that was. I had to enjoy that, and for Luke to get a first win, I have to say that would be a really nice thing to see in FVR.
Definitely would be. That's all we do have time for here around the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in Imola. It's actually the Italian Grand Prix. I don't know why I've said that, but the Italian Grand Prix here in Imola. Stay safe, stay well, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time.